Yep.
Is it test?
Yep.
Oh,
All right. So, is comp sci something you study hard for?
No.
You just know it or you don't?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this week in Honors Algebra 2, here's what the plans are. We are going to do 3-6 day 2 today, 3-6 day 3 tomorrow. Wednesday, you got. Oh, I forgot to put the schedule up there. You guys know we have a late start day on Wednesday. Okay, so we will have a short class on Wednesday, so it'll be pretty easy. You're going to come in. We'll go over your homework. I'll give you the practice test, and that will be it. Oh, shoot. You said you're going to be gone Wednesday? She hasn't given me my copies back yet, so I don't have it. It's on Schoology to print if you want to print it, but remind me tomorrow, and I should have my copies tomorrow. Okay? And so you'll be given your practice test for homework Wednesday night. Thursday, we will go over the practice test in class, and then Friday is your test over all of Chapter 3, which I do need to give back those quizzes over the first half of Chapter 3. So if we have time at the end of class, I'll do that. All right? All right. Whose is on top? AJ's is on top. He's got a smiley face, so that's good. I can see it from here. You already had those back. Yeah, you already looked at them. I just have had them while people were doing them, retakes and whatnot. Okay, so let's talk about today. So on Friday, we talked about graphing. We talked about graphing quadratic inequalities. That means that any number out here would be a solution. That 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 would be a solution. Any number in the shaded region would be a solution. If your boundary parabola is dashed, it's not a solution. If it's solid, it is. Okay? Any questions? All right. Pass those in and get out a sheet of paper. I actually don't have guided notes for you today because all you're writing down are 3 inequalities. So you're just doing them on paper. Not graph. Do not need graph paper. Good question, Ty. No graph paper.
Okay. Well, you gotta rip it out.
No graph paper. Just regular old notebook paper. Okay. We're going to talk today about solving, and you don't have to write any of this down. I'll tell you what you have to write down. You are going to talk today about solving a quadratic inequality in one variable. A quadratic inequality in one variable might look like this. It's in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. It might be less than 0. Ax squared plus bx plus c might be greater than 0. It might be less than or equal to 0 or greater than or equal to 0. Guys, remember, when you solve an inequality, the answer is in what? No, it's an inequality, right? If you solve an inequality, the answer is an inequality. So you must give your answer back to me as an inequality, okay? You can solve inequalities using either algebraic methods or graphs. We are going to use algebraic methods. So that's what you're going to do tonight for homework. So, solve using algebra. So you have 4 of these tonight, 27, 29, 31, and 33. And it says solve using algebra. So what you're going to do is you are going to start by finding what we call the critical values. Okay, so you're going to find critical values. And, I'm sorry, I got to let you guys copy this. I forgot you don't have it down. So let me make sure you got it copied down. Solve x squared minus 3x minus 4 is less than 0. And the first thing we're going to do is find the critical values. The critical values are just the solutions to the equation x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 0. So first we're just going to solve this quadratic. Now, before you guys get going on this, we have lots of ways to solve a quadratic. Okay, you can factor, complete the square, quadratic formula. You can use square roots, which I'm going to tell you is the first problem in your homework tonight. If there's no x term, guys, if you don't have an x term, say I had this equation, how would I solve this quadratic? What would I do to solve this? Add 4, and then take that. And what would you get for your answer when you take the square root? Do you guys see? So x would either be, now don't write this down, x is 2 or x is what? -2. So if you don't have a b term, that's what you're going to do. That's the first problem on your homework tonight. Now, you're not done there because we're not solving the equation. We're solving the inequality. And I said the answer to an inequality is an inequality. But to start solving it, you find the critical values, which is the solution to this equation. Well, I do have a b term. So if you guys want to factor, complete the square, quadratic formula, what do you want to do? I'm going to factor. Guys, is A1, is it a trinomial where A is 1?
Yep.
Yeah, when A is 1, life is easy. What question do you ask yourself? What? 4, and adds to give me. So what number multiplies to give you -4 and adds to give you -3? -4 and 1. So you guys would write x -4, x plus 1. And when you set each of these equal to 0, what are your critical values? X equals 4 and x equals -1. Now, don't stop here. This is a common mistake. People are like, done, I solved. But you solved the equation, x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 0. We are not done. We have to solve the inequality. So these are only the critical values. So what I'm going to do is put these numbers on a number line. I'm going to put -1. Now this is a not very well written number line, but I just make it a quick number line. And I put -1 and 4. And since my original sign is less than up here, it will not include my critical values. It doesn't say less than or equal to. If it says less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, it includes these critical values. If it's just less than or just greater than, it does not include these. So I'm going to put open circles on my critical values. So I'm going to open, open. Now, we got to figure out the way my arrows are going to go. You guys have learned that the most basic inequalities, when we have two numbers, we have an or, they go apart from each other, or an and, they come together. So what we're going to do is we're going to test values. We're going to test 3 values. We're going to test a value to the left of -1, bless you, between -1 and 4, and to the right of 4. So what is a number that we could test that is left of -1? -2. What is a number that we could test that's a great number to use between -1 and 4? 0. Wherever 0 is, use it. And what's a number we could use that is bigger than 4? Yeah, I would use 5. I'd use good numbers. Okay. I'm going to test each of those numbers. Now, when I test them back in the original inequality, which was x squared minus 3x plus 4 is less than, minus 4 is less than 0. So I'm going to plug in x squared minus 3 times x minus 4. I'm going to ask myself, is that less than 0? Well, what's -2 squared? 4. And then what's -3 times -2? Minus 4. What do you guys get there for that? Not 4. 6. Is 6 less than 0? No. So this one's no. Now we're again, you can use your calculator if you're calculator dependent. I'm going to put in 0. 0 squared minus 3 times 0 minus 4. Is that less than 0? Well, what's 0 squared? 0. What's negative 3 times 0 minus 4? What's that give me? Is negative 4 less than 0? Yep. Is that somebody's phone? Oh, it's out in the hallway. I know down there, I swear. 8th grade is like. I thought it was somebody's phone. This is what just came out in the hallway. Okay, I don't know what it is. All right, how about this one? What'd you guys get here? 5. What'd you guys get for the left side of this one? You guys were too intrigued by that music. Not negative 9. It's 25 minus 15 minus 4. What'd you get? Is 6 less than 0? No. So I'm going to tell you guys, here's the patterns. You will have one of two things here. Every time you do your tested values, you will get no, yes, no, or yes, no, yes. Here's what happens. You guys do the first one, you get no, you're like, I know the pattern, it's going to go no, yes, no, and you go on. You don't test them. But if you test them and you do something wrong, you might get no, yes, yes. If you get no, yes, yes, that means one of your critical values are wrong and you made a mistake up here. So you got to go back and fix it. So on the test, if you make an error on your critical values and you don't actually test all of your critical values, and you say, oh, it's no, first one's no, that means no, yes, no, no, yes, no. But you actually had an error here. That's going to be I take off a lot of points because this is kind of like a place that you can check. Okay, so check them, no, yes, no, that's good. So here's what we do. That means that negative 2 was not a solution. It means that 0 is a solution, and it means that 5 is not a solution. So the solutions are in between. It's no, yes, no. How do you write the inequality that matches what? Because remember, the answer to an inequality is an inequality. How do you write the inequality that matches that? Negative 1 is less than x, which is less than 4. There's your answer. A lot of work, isn't it? Okay. Let's work on another one. You guys ready to go to example 2? Okay, we only have 3 to do right now in class together. Let's look at this one. X squared plus 4x minus 32 is greater than 0. There's a minute to get that one copied down. All right. First thing we're going to do, is it equal to 0? Yep. Find the critical values. So to find the critical values, I let it what? I just take out the inequality and I let it equal. Again, if you don't have a B term, use square roots. But I have a B term. I also have A is 1. Life is easy. What question are y'all going to ask yourself? Multiplies to give me and adds to give me 4. She's absent. So Jack, what multiplies to give you negative 32 that adds together to give you 4.
-8, -4.
8 and -4. So we're going to factor this, so this becomes x what?
X -4 + 8.
X plus 8 equal to 0. So when you set each of these equal to 0, Jack, what do you get for your critical values?
X = 4. X =
Okay, are we done? No. Okay, you're not done. The answer to an inequality is an inequality. So now I'm going to come to a number line, and I'm going to put -8 over here and +4 over there. Are you guys going to put open circles or closed circles? Addie, open or closed? Why open? Because it's just greater than. Now, Addie, help me pick some points that you want to test. What points do you want to test? Okay, x equals -9, 0, and 5. Now, some of you might have said, I want to test -10. I don't care. Whatever you want to test. When you square -9, what do you have to make sure you do? Put it in what? Parentheses. What do you guys get for -9? Did you get what? 13. Is 13 greater than 0? What do you guys think? Yes. So 13 is greater than 0, so that's a yes. Okay, let's plug in 0, which you shouldn't even need a calculator for this one. I'm going to not even use that because that's easy, guys. What do you get when you plug in 0? Well, what's 0 squared plus 4 times 0? What's that all give me? -32. Is -32 greater than 0? Now, if I did this right, my pattern should go what? Yes, no, yes. So we're going to say no. Now, when I plug in 5, I'm going to do 5 squared plus 4 times 5 minus 32. And what'd you guys get there? Did you get 13? So is 13 greater than 0? So testing your points. That means this point is a solution over here. This point is not a solution. This point is a solution. So it goes yes, no, yes. When they go apart from each other, it's an or inequality. What are your two pieces? So Addie, what's this piece? X is what?
Greater than.
Oh, careful.
Less than.
Less than what?
-8.
-8. Or?
X is greater than 4.
Done. And there's your final answer. Thoughts on this one? Okay. One more? Yep. Uh-oh. What's wrong with this one from the get-go? Okay. So when I find the critical values, I'm going to start with the critical values. I have 2x squared plus 3x equals 2. What do you guys have to do with that 2? Subtract it over. Quinn says subtract it over. You guys are right. So I get 2x squared plus 3x minus 2 equals what? Okay. Do I have a GCF that I can divide through by?
No.
Nope. Is A1?
No.
No. You have a choice. You can complete the square, but that would be dreadful. A is not 1 and B is not divisible by 2. Ugh. Okay. You could still try to factor it. All of these will be factorable because they have whole number or they have real number solutions. So you could multiply 2 times negative 2. What multiplies to give you negative 4, adds to give you 3, break it up. Or you could use the quadratic formula. Okay, you could do either one. Ty, what do you want to do?
Factor.
Let's factor. Okay, so what are you going to multiply?
2 times -2.
Which is what?
-4.
And you're going to ask yourself what multiplies to give you
-4.
and adds to give you.
3.
Okay, so what multiplies to give you negative 4, that adds to give you 3.
4 and -1.
4 and negative 1. I'm going to split this up. Now, it does not matter which one you put first. And again, those of you who did quadratic formula, you'll get the same 2 answers as me, but you got to work it all the way till you get 2 numbers. So what do you get here, Ty? Which one do you want to put first?
4x.
2x squared plus 4x minus 1x minus 2. What are you going to pull out of the first group?
2x.
What do you have left?
X plus 2. -1.
Okay, and then this, guys, if you have a negative leading term, we have to pull out a negative 1. What do you have left?
X plus 2.
Yes, because think about redistributing. Then give me negative 1x minus 2. Do you have the same thing within your parentheses? So what's that factor into, Ty?
2x minus 1.
2x minus 1 and
X plus 2.
lots of work. Cash. Set each piece equal to 0. When you set this one equal to 0, what are you going to have to do? Careful, not subtract 1. Add 1, and then what? And so what do you get for x? 0.5 or 1/2, either way. I'll accept either one. And then what do you get for this one? Say it again.
X is -2.
-2. Okay. Don't stop here. Seems like we've done a ton of work and we should be done, but we're not done. We've got 2, and I saw a couple of you already have this drawn. Number line. -2, 1/2. Open or close circles on this one?
Closed.
Why are they closed?
It's bigger.
It's not greater than or equal to. It's less than or equal to. So now it's allowed to equal these critical values. So I'm going to close that one. I'm going to close that one. So we're going to put solid circles here. Good. Okay. Cash, what values do you want to check?
-3, 0.
Now, when you check, go back to the original inequality. So I have 2 times -3 squared plus 3 times -3. Is that less than or equal to 2? Always go back to the original inequality. So -3 squared is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 minus 9 is what? 9. Is 9 less than or equal to 2? Yes or no? You're thinking, is 9 less than or equal to 2?
No.
Now, if I did my critical values right, it should go what? No, yes, no. If you get no, yes, yes, or no, 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 go back to your critical values. You did something wrong. When you plug in 0, what do you get on the left side? 0. Is 0 less than or equal to 2? Yeah. Okay, then we want to plug in 1. Well, that's just 2 plus 3. What do you guys get there? Is 5 less than or equal to 2? Nope. So it's no, yes, no. So that means it's everything in the middle. How do you write the inequality that matches that? Negative 2 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to. Beautiful. On your homework tonight, the first one does not have a bx term. Use square roots. Okay, use square roots. Show your tested values. Show your tested values. So here is your homework. I'm going to pass back your quiz. You're going to want to use that to study for Friday.